Good day, everyone. Good
Ready?
day, sir. I am Jay Hamsin and sila Tan-gan. We are here to discuss the areas related to the relevance of the ISO 14001 2015, together with my group mates, Mr. Siegfried Talipan, to discuss the leadership management, and Mr. John Marveloso will discuss its effect to the public policy, and lastly, Mr. Brandon Alias to tackle its effect to internationalization globalization. ISO stands for International Standard of Environmental Management System. What is ISO 14001? ISO 14001 is the international standard for environment management system, the EMS, and the most widely used AMS in the world. With over 360,000 ISO 14001 certificates issued globally, ISO 141 is the principal management system standard which specifies the requirements for the formulation and maintenance of an EMS. This helps to control your environment aspect, reduce impacts, and ensure legal compliance. Study shows that as much as 70% of total office waste is recyclable. However, only 7.5% reaches the recycle facility. ISO 14001 is accompanied by ISO 1404, Environmental Management System, General Guidelines on Principles, System, and Support Techniques. The standard covers issues such as establishment, implementation, maintenance, and improvement of an EMS. Nearly any business can benefit from achieving certification to ISO 14001 standards. The certification is broad enough to offer significant benefits to organization in any industry or sector while still providing a specific framework for implementing relevant sustainable practices. ISO 14001 has seen a 5.5% increase in worldwide certificates in 2020, showing the growth at importance of OCAS. Accredited certification in recent times, statistics straight from the most recent ISO survey. ISO 14001 2015 specify the requirements for environmental management system that an organization can use to enhance its environmental performance. ISO 14001 2015 is intended for use by organizations seeking to manage its environmental responsibilities in systematic manner that contributes to the environmental pillar of sustainability. ISO 14001 helps an organization achieve the intended outcomes of its environment management system, which provide value for environment, the organization itself, and interested parties, consistent with the organization environmental policy. The intended outcomes of environmental management systems include enhance of environmental performance, fulfillment of compliance of obligation, achievements of environmental objectives. ISO 14001 2015 is applicable to any organization, regardless of size, type, and nature, and applies to the environmental aspect of its activities. Products and services that the organization determines it can either control or influence, considering the life cycle perspective. ISO 14001 2015 does not state specific environmental performance criteria. ISO 14001 2015 can be used in whole or in part to systematically improve the environmental management. Claims of conformity to ISO 14001 2015, however, are not acceptable unless all its requirements are incorporated into an organization. Environmental management system and fulfilled without inclusion. Mr. Siegfried Talipan will discuss the leadership management. Thank you.
Hello, good day. My name is Sigurd Taliban from BPE4D, and I will discuss about leadership and management. Leadership is a method of communicative power that enhances the effort of individuals to achieve a goal, and it is an essential skill for any business professional. Any business professional. Our specially designed training course provides delegates course within the essential skills required to lead any team in an organization successfully and enhance their career opportunities. Attending this course will help delegates acquire key characteristics that are important for any outstanding leader. Maintaining effective communication, motivating team members, adapting to changing environments, properly delegating tasks, transparency and honesty, confidence and positive attitude. We deliver training solution to corporates, government, agencies, public sectors, multinational organizations, and private individuals. Our leadership skill experts have plentiful industry knowledge who know how to make their topic engaging to create a memorable and valuable learning environment. Exam is also included in this training program, which will help you to validate and implement your skills and will be conducted at the end of the training. Our dedicated staff work continuously to provide in-house training to clients those wish to have the convenience and comfort of learning within their familiar surrounding. Leadership Leadership plays great importance in organizational development. Building and maintaining a successful business needs leadership supervision to develop employee skill. The leadership of a leader allows to the organization to influence, modify, and control the behavior of others. Without a leader, the organization can face various issues such as lack of work progress, slow development, irresponsible behavior of employees, lack of communication, and more. With the help of leadership, organization can motivate and improve the performance of their employees to achieve efficiency in organizational goals. The importance of leadership in management in organizational development. And that's all. Thank you, sir. Next.
Good day, sir. I'm General Beloso from BPA 4D. My topic for today is all about its effects, internationalization. The current stagnation of strategic planning during a time of exponential growth in international is fundamentally unacceptable and irresponsible. Students have not seen much progress in mobility since 2012, and the prevailing obstacles to engaging in mobility largely remain the same. Financing has been and remains a key issue in mobility and internationalization and a barrier to solving many of the non-obstacles. These long-lasting obstacles have created in Europe with an balanced mobility both in a geographical and social sense. Constant imbalances in mobility are likely to have a long-lasting negative effect and increase the brain drain from certain European areas. Students from marginalized, marginalized groups, in all the meaning of the phrase, are less likely to engage in and benefit from mobility. Our research has highlighted several issues relating to this. Special attention must be paid to those who have so far been left behind by the internationalization in a higher education. In future research, especially attention should be paid in regards to collecting data relating to marginalized students and students with disabilities. This includes the upcoming Bologna with students' eyes surveys. Internationalization, although a key feature in the development of a higher education in Europe, seems to also have taken a backseat. Language learning opportunities for both international and local students has declined since 2015. Similarly, insufficient intention, attention has been paid to the language scale of both academic and non-academic staff at HEIS, despite the growing number of the international students in Europe taking their needs into account has not kept up with a quantitative progress. International students must be seen as an opportunity, not as a potential cause. For Europeans, it's EIS. This means that the needs of students opportunity, not as a potential cause in Europeans. This means that the needs of students in or looking to engage in international mobility must be seen as important. With a growing number of students from non-European countries, notably India and China increasing in Europe, creating a reliable and student-friendly visa system in Europe is likely to become an important issue within the next period of the Bologna process. The visa directive and, is, and visa process must take into account learners' needs. To ensure increasing internationalization, the global perspective must be taken into account. The issue of Brexit is likely to change much about the conversation of increasing mobility and a global internationalization. Both in US, UK, and USI are extremely concerned about the effect of Brexit on the student of UK and Ireland students. Rights and educations will need to be protected during Brexit negotiation. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good day. Um, I'm Brandel alias from BP4B. My topic, sir, is all about its effect to internationalization and globalization. So far, we have addressed some definition of internationalization and globalization from different perspectives. The following part will be discussed its impacts on educational context. It is inevitable that internationalization, internalization, and globalization have significantly contributed towards a variety of changes in the real life. Its influences can clearly be seen and felt in various fields. One of the impacts of internationalization and globalization on education matter that obviously occurs is the movement and widespread of foreign students who pursue their further education to other countries around the world owing to a variety of personal reasons and academic considerations. In terms of this uh, Australia, for example, is country where most international students, especially from Asia countries, travel to continue their studies with various purposes. Most of them want to obtain a better education quality and qualification that enable them to get a job easily. Others perceive they can attain adequate facilities and good services that they do not get from their home or local universities. The reason can vary, and this depend on their aim and desire to come to the university. Indeed, all students who come into a university with a variety of expectations and needs in order to hunker their ambitions. Another impact of internationalization and globalization on educational context is culture matter. Harvard 2009 asserts that the notion of culture can be seen in the form of micro-social groups that interacts with other cultural social groups with the society, while Risby 2000 explicates that cultural globalization is a set of practices of cultural, and it rapidly emerged not only through global media and information technology, but also through the movement of people. From these two viewpoints, it can be concluded that the effect of culture in educational environment internationally and globally can be seen from various social interaction that are built between one student and other students or groups who have different languages, cultures, and education backgrounds, and they bring this together with other distinctive features like socio-cultural and linguistic skills and try to adapt them. With a new academic situation and environment, in addition, this condition takes place quickly and unconsciously in daily activities. The other impact of internationalization and globalization that deals with educational context is about language diversity. Due to global transformation in which people can easily and quickly travel from one country to others and demographic change as well, the movement and spread of people around the world have caused various language emerge and develop in a country. Malaysia, for instance, is one of countries in Asia where its citizens use other such languages as Tamil, Chinese, and Malay as the national language, even if Tamil and Chinese are minority groups that exist in Malaysia. Malaysia also use English as second language in daily communication. When the former Prime Minister of Mahathir Mohamad led his country, English was used more as a medium of instruction within each classroom teaching practice including teaching English for science subjects. However, when I was following the English training in Malaysia February 2009, the new Minister Tun Najib Abdul Razak had issued a policy to stop tentatively the use of English at schools as a medium of teaching instruction since they were worried Malaysian students will forget their own national language. This matter became a controversial issue and debates among Malaysian citizens. Many people concurred with this scheme due to the fact that students' parents considered English is completely essential to be taught earlier because of its importance rule within the globalization era. Conversely, other groups refused this policy owing to the fact the government's surmised not pay less attention toward local language as English is more dominant used as medium of instruction within classroom teaching, including teaching English for science subjects and other subject matters. To best my understanding, the government should be flexible in looking at the diversity language and culture that exists in Malaysia. English can be used and taught at schools, but curriculum planners should not also neglect the local language. Hence, the local language also needs to be taught so that the students do not forget their own language. For instance, in Indonesia curriculum, local language are taught at schools and English is also taught despite as a foreign language. In other words, how a curriculum design encompasses both local and foreign languages to be taught simultaneously for students in dealing with the context of education in Indonesia. The impacts of internationalization and globalization can be seen in several things. First, many foreign schools and universities have been established and have opened their branches in Jakarta in other provinces in Indonesia. Of course, in will give a great chance for foreign investors to invest in Indonesia in the field of education by offering will give a great chance for foreign investors to invest Indonesia developed education by offering various programs and trainings for Indonesian students or university students. Second, the impact of internationalization and globalization has given many opportunities for Indonesian students, teachers, and learners to study abroad, which this never exists or happens previously. Fortunately, most of them obtain a full scholarship from some such sponsors or educational institution as Fulbright, ADS, EPS, Itamundo's Chevening Award, and a number of other scholarships from European and Middle East countries like Egypt and Saudi Arabia that offer and or provide financial aids to continue their higher education overseas for a variety of education programs and levels. Third, Ministry of Education Culture has greatly encouraged all schools to use digital technology devices such as use of computer, internet access, learning, video conference, teleconference, and so forth in order to support their teaching process and to enhance the quality of learning outcomes in school. Both teacher and students are able to easily access and quickly get various educational information along with development of current sophisticated technologies. They can electronic device used like internet by reading research reports and scientific journals and articles, opening some particular website in order to attain much information such as scholarship, shared conference training workshop and so forth. In contrast, there are still a number of schools which students are illiterate how to operate computer since not all schools in Indonesia have computer literally subject that is taught to students as there no availability of teaching staff who teaches these lessons. As explained previously, students are illiterate to use the above electronic tool, but teachers cannot also use is it as not all of them get an opportunity to follow computer trainings, especially for teachers who teach in rural and or remote areas. Fourth, since some years ago, Indonesia government had issued a language policy that dealt with English language teaching in which English has started to be taught at elementary schools as a local content subject, although recently the government has deleted it. This policy is made with the assumption that it is better to learn English earlier for children because they are easier and quicker to acquire foreign language than adults. Moreover, the government deems that the rule and existence of English currently is quite important to master owing to one of required skills in this century as a tool of communication, either spoken or written for different purposes. In the context of education in a sea, the impacts of internationalization and globalization were also felt particularly after devastating earthquake and tsunami that occurred on 26 December 2004. Since this tragedy, a sea province has been known almost all over the world as a result that made the United Nations, foreign countries, and its institutions, as well as NGOs, were truly sympathy to help reducing suffering of a sea society and donating an amount A for massive. Refugees. In terms of education matter, many new school buildings that were rebuilt in this province. One of schools erected by foreign NGO is Pitt Bilingual School. This school looks luxurious as it equipped with example learning facilities, such as library, language laboratory, computer laboratory, science laboratory, auditorium, denoted school operational age and provided a lot of textbook collections with a wide range of titles. All this made teachers and students felt very happy. However, even though the facilities had been provided, that's all.
Okay, uh, that's the areas unrelated to relevance for the ISO 1401 2015. Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching.